I auditioned for like the Han Solo movie back in the day, and
you did?
Yeah.
The end is inevitable, Maverick. Your kind is headed for extinction.
Maybe so, sir. But not today.
Top Gun Maverick. We should have seen it by now, but I'm sure it'll be worth the wait. How many times have you seen it?
I've seen the final cut once.
Okay. How many times did you cry?
It is it sneaks up on you. Like, it really sneaks up on you. Like, the problem is anybody that knows me, like, knows I you know, I'm an emotional guy. Like, I can tear up in movies, but in Top Gun, your guard's down. Like, if Marley and Me, I went to Marley and Me, like, not gonna cry. Like, put up your guard, Glenn. You know, like, you know what's gonna happen. Top Gun, even though reading the script, shooting the movie, you sort of have your guard down a little bit, but yeah, it wasn't pretty. Like, I did a lot of crying. So, but it's awesome. I mean, the movie is one of the greatest things I think I've ever seen. It has every bit of why you make movies. It's exciting, it's adventurous, it's romantic, it's funny, and, you know, it elevates the action and the flying sequences and the characters from the first one in every way that, you know, when we went into it, like, the margin for error is so small and the target is so small, and to hit it feels really, really good.
I've seen so many theories about your character already, and I've seen like the same headline just written with different characters. It's like, so the Hangman is this person's son, this person's son. No, I think it's this person's son.
Yeah, I've been sworn to secrecy in so many ways. There's a, you know, the old line from the first one is, it's classified. If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
There's been some threats. So I, obviously those headlines, I cannot confirm or deny any of them. So you'll just have to wait for July 2nd, 2021, I think, right?
Your instructor is one of the finest pilots this program has ever produced.
Are you getting your pilot's license because of the
I already got it.
You got it?
Yeah. Tom gave me that for me as my Christmas gift. So I got to, you know, because he gets excited about anyone that's like passionate about aviation. Yeah. So that was a really, really nice deal. But it is it's a great level of freedom whenever you get to just sort of like pick up and fly, instead of just like, it's like when you first get your driver's license as a teenager when you're 16, like, you can drive anywhere. You know, now I can fly around this, you know, around the country, the state, anywhere I want to go. Was
Tom Cruise technically your instructor?
Well, Tom on Top Gun put together the entire flight regimen that we followed. So he basically said, this is the amount of hours I want them to fly in the extra 300. This is what I want them to learn on the Cessna, right? Instrumentation, you know, the physics of the airplane, how it all works, you know, how you sort of call through the radio, all that sort of stuff. Talk to ATC. And on the extra 300, that's where we got into like G-force training. So that's where, you know, in the F-18, you can pull up to like, really 7.5 is the load limit, but you can hit like 8. And in the movie, we're pulling technically more than that. So in the extra, it was just all about G tolerance, getting to the point where you just keep working up the G's so you don't black out when you're actually up there. And then the L-39 is like, it looks sort of, you know, it's like an F-18 trainer. So it's like really learning how to fly in formation at some of these high G's, so that when we're actually doing it in the 18, we're safe and we're not running into each other. And that, you know, when you're acting, that you're not passing out, because that doesn't look cool. Yeah.
Did you have to do that?
So he put the whole thing together for sure. Like, he was the flight instructor.
That's cool. So did you have to do that thing where you go up and they like turn off the engine and then they're like, figure out how to land it?
Oh yeah. I mean, by the way, you'll see this when you get your pilot's license. I mean, it's just it's a stall, you know. It's like you learn all these like emergency procedures in order to, you know, understand how much time you have. If your engine does go out, prop stalls, you hit a bird, whatever it is, you know, you have enough time to sort of figure out how to get to an airport, and you're aware, you have enough like situational awareness to like get to an airport and like, you know, bring yourself and everybody else, you know, home safely. So Yeah, it's interesting the amount of knowledge. Like usually from a movie, when you research something, you come away from a movie with like a weird bit of knowledge about the world or an occupation or, you know, a type of life. But on Top Gun, like I came away with like so much random knowledge. And it like just about like the Navy and the world, like talking to these admirals. I'd have dinner with admirals at night. So I'm like talking about world politics. And then, you know, then getting your pilot's license and learning like the physics of an airplane and how to dogfight and how to get your nose on somebody. It's like, it's just weird how I came away almost feeling like more of like I like actually was in the Navy than an actor. You know what I mean? Like
That's crazy. So you got like most of your flight hours on Top Gun.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is the cool part is like, it's a really rare experience, like flying with the best pilots in the world and getting trained by the best pilots in the world. And also when, you know, a flight instructor, you know, is testing you on all your knowledge and they look in your logbook and you have F-18 hours, like they're very confused. You know what I mean? Like no civilian has F-18 hours, especially when you're trying to get your pilot's license. So that was kind of cool.
So you're also working with JD Dillard on a movie called Devotion. He's doing Star Wars next, apparently. You're circling all these Star Wars people. You got to put your name in the hat.
It's a really nice thing to say to me.
Yeah, I would like that.
We can talk it out. I mean, look, JD is, we're sort of in pre-production for Devotion right now, which is, you know, Jonathan Majors, who's in Lovecraft, is like, who I'm a huge fan of, and he's just the greatest guy. Like, we're prepping for that right now. And JD, he's been writing Star Wars, so I've gotten to be privy to enough to understand that he's going to crush it. And he's just a brilliant mind. And the Star Wars universe is a really cool universe. Like I auditioned for like the Han Solo movie back in the day. And you know,
did?
Yeah.
I saw you at that premiere. I don't think I knew that though.
Yeah. Well, I'm just friends with like a lot of those guys like Chris and Phil and, you know, some of the guys over at Lucas. But that was a really interesting audition that, cause you know, the part of the audition is, talking to Chewie, right?
Yeah.
So in the audition, they play like a dog sound as Chewie, right? So you have to like interact to this dog sound, like what? Like, no, I don't understand what you're saying. And there's just a casting director with like a dog button. That was literally how you were acting through your scenes. Yeah, if you ever felt like sort of a talking prop, you know, you don't look cool in audition by any means. But and then obviously, I definitely didn't because I didn't get it. But I love those guys, you know, and that it would be a really fun world to occupy at some point.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's going to be great. When have I ever steered you wrong?
There's a lot of roles that I could have gotten that things would have been a little different. I'm glad I've kind of taken the slow path.